Greetings, Principles of Marketing Humans, and welcome to another video. We've got Eric Burden and the animals in the background, worried about being misunderstood. So we'll use this song to introduce my discussion in Module 4 about selective perception and how selective perception is used and how many times selective perception allows us as marketers to be misunderstood. So, let me start with, there are basically three types of selective perception. You've got selective exposure, also known as selective attention. I believe your book talks about it as selective exposure. And if you think about it, I love this slide because if you watch television, you're going to be exposed to hundreds of messages per day. And the average consumer notices only a very few of those. I know the slide says it's 11 to 20. I would imagine it's probably some number lower than that most of the time. But in any case, human beings can't accept that much information in that short a period of time and remember it all. And so what we do is we tend to attend those messages that resonate with us. So, we all have life experience. We all have prejudices associated with how we were raised and those things we believe are true. Being raised in an Italian family in Chicago is going to be very different than being raised in a English family in Dallas. And so we're all basically creatures that have this set of rules within us, and we tend to look at things that match those perceptions that we have. And so as a marketer, my first job is to figure out what are those. And then my second job is to create messages that resonate with those preconceived notions, with those prejudices that people have. Don't think of prejudice as a negative term. It's just something that we believe just because of who we are. And so you'll notice if you talk to anyone in the automobile industry, they will tell you that car and truck ads are not designed to sell cars. They're designed to make the people that have already bought that car feel good about the purchase. So, salesmen sell cars, but television advertisements are designed so that the person who just bought that vehicle they saw in the advertisement, oh yeah, that's mine. And they attend it and they feel better about it. It's, satisfaction issue. So the first element is this idea of selective exposure, that we only attend messages, or we're more likely to attend messages that match what we believe. And this runs the gamut that some people absolutely block out any information that runs counter to what their preconceived notion is. And so, the best thing you can do is to figure out where that is with your customer and then go from there. So the next one is called selective comprehension, or what we call selective distortion. And I like that they call it selective comprehension, because for years we called this selective distortion. And really it is. We take a message, and then if it's not exactly what we believe, but it's close, we make it what we believe. And so what we hear is not what was said. Um, and this is we interpret information in a manner that will support our own preconceived notion. So when we talk about this is again, this is all part of distortion. This is all part of noise. You know, so selective perception really is a big deal in marketing because it happens to everybody. It's a human trait. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can be less vulnerable to it if you're aware. But for the most part, customers aren't, and we don't want them to be. It works better if they don't know what we're doing. All right, the last one is called selective retention. Now, selective retention is exactly what you think it is. Move this a little bit. Let's see if we can. Yeah, go like this. How's that? A person remembers what they want to remember. And so we tend to remember those things that support our beliefs and support our how we feel about things. So, there's an example of the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. It cites the bravery and fortitude, but there was some bad stuff that happened in San Francisco during that time. And generally, it happened to minorities, and we don't really talk about it that much. So that's the issue that you really want to talk about. Now, there is another issue that they're including here, which is called subliminal. Now, you need to be really careful with this. I'm not sure that subliminals are even ethical, because a subliminal can't be perceived. So the old experiment in the movie theater, where they were trying to get increased concession sales at a movie theater, and they would run one frame that said buy Coke, another frame said buy popcorn, and sales went up. So one frame is too fast for anyone to see. It can't be done. So what they did was they tried again, and they said, you're thirsty, drink more Coke. You're hungry, eat more popcorn. And they saw skyrocketing sales. So no one actually, your cornea can't process that fast. A single frame is too fast, but your subconscious can. Your subconscious sees everything. Are we allowed to send messaging that somebody can't perceive that will cause them to take action? I wouldn't. I think that's relatively unethical, but we'll talk about it in class. Anyway, that's this module's video. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.